All right, guys, hopefully this video will be able to be posted before you're supposed to do your assignment today. You are going to have a link in Teams to the assignment that you need to complete. It is called Greek Vase Planning Assignment. Before you begin making your vase, you have to make some design decisions. Answer the following questions to help guide you in creating your Greek-inspired vase using the PowerPoint presentation provided here. You can scroll through this PowerPoint presentation on your own, or you can use this guided video. Whichever is able to post by the time our class starts will be the one that you can use. This assignment will be due December 4th at 4:30 p.m. So please make sure you're trying to complete your work on time. This slide is the image that you will use to answer the question number 1 on your assignment for today. Use the image on this slide to answer the following prompt. In complete sentences, describe the scene on this ancient Greek vase. You can pause here, or you can continue on if you've already completed this question. The image depicted is one of the mythological stories of the Greek hero Hercules. The vessel is made in ancient Greece. It was used to hold liquids such as honey, milk, oil, wine, or water, dry goods, or small foods such as olives. The picture on it shows the story of the Greek hero Hercules and his companion, cutting the heads off of a snake-like monster called the Hydra. Looking at the other side of the jar, you can see a crab pinching Hercules' foot as it tries to slow him down from killing the Hydra. Next to the handle is a sphinx, a winged creature with the body of a lion and a human head. The vase was made around 700 BC. It was used for carrying water. Made of clay, it has 3 handles, 2 for carrying and 1 for pouring. The artist painted dark figures on a lighter background before the pot was fired. The orange was the natural color of the clay. After firing, red or white colors are sometimes added. Many vases from ancient Greece show scenes of daily life. What do you think might be happening in this scene? This image corresponds with number 3 on your assignment. The artist who created this vase decorated with a story about 2 famous Greek soldiers, Ajax and Achilles. It's called Ajax and Achilles Playing Checkers. According to the story, the 2 were such focused soldiers they could play a board game during a war but still be able to pay close attention to their jobs. Sometimes the potters would decorate the vases with pictures of animals. They might show pets, animals in the wild, or animals in myths. Do you recognize any types of animals in this picture? This image corresponds with number 4 on your assignment. The Greeks also liked to decorate their vases with repeated pattern. Where do you see the patterns on this vase? This is slide 10, which corresponds with number 5 of your assignment. Describe where the repeated patterns are located on this image. Since the illustrations on Greek pottery sometimes showed scenes of everyday life, they often showed people enjoying their hobbies, playing sports, or doing their jobs. What is this person doing? What do you think the illustration on this vase is about? Today you will draw a vase in the Greek style that shows a scene from your own life or a scene from a favorite story. What story do you think this artist's vase shows? Do you think it might be a story from the artist's real life or a myth? This was supposed to be done yesterday. All of your assignments were graded last night, but if you would like to redo your project, Phew. Sorry, guys. If you would like to redo your design for a better grade, or if you have not already completed this first part of the assignment, you can do it today. Please note that every day that you submit an assignment that is late, 10 points will be deducted from the overall grade. Do you have a favorite sport or hobby? Do you have a favorite animal or pet? Do you have a favorite story? Obviously, we can't raise our hand to tell of an idea that you might want to illustrate on your vase, but you're going to need to think about that as we move forward with the questions 6 through 10 on your assignment for today. So after looking at your drawings, your first drafts of your designs last night, I noticed that some of you guys just kind of drew random things or didn't try to include a narrative. I want you to look at the images in the rest of this presentation to get some inspiration and some more ideas on what you might create out of your clay next week. These patterns are considered proto-geometric patterns. You learned about that from your scavenger hunt last week. So all of these patterns we also practiced the day before yesterday using our Clucky assignment. Or some of you even printed it out and scanned it or took pictures. Most of you guys did a really good job. I would continue on maybe some scratch paper to practice some of these Greek patterns and pay attention in the images to where these patterns are located on the objects that we see. So this style of ancient Greek pottery is referred to as Oriental. The proto-geometric and the Oriental are time periods, like different eras, where these designs were popular and common. And then we have the black figure and red figure. One of your questions, number 6 for your assignment, says, will your vase be a red figure vase or a black figure vase? We actually don't use red clay. We use white stoneware. But we are actually going to glaze our objects with 2 different layers of glaze. You'll put down the red first, and it's kind of like an orangish red, just like the color of that terracotta. You'll put down the red first, and then you will paint the black either outside of your design or inside of the figures and designs if you're doing a black figure, and then outside if you're doing a red figure. So this image corresponds to number 6 on your assignment for today. So you can totally pick images or create a scene. These next few images correspond with number 8 on your assignment. What story will your vase tell? Will it depict a myth, a battle, or a scene from everyday life? So these figures are just engaging in their normal everyday activities. One is probably a servant. The figure on the right, the figure in the center is obviously a soldier, and then the one on the left looks like they might, obviously it's a he, has a beard. It looks like he might be of importance because the soldier is shaking his hand. So maybe he's like some senator or some really important person in Greek society. Battles were really common. One of the videos that you were supposed to click on and watch were of a group of people who animated the images on the side of these ancient Greek vases. They were pretty cool. But you could depict a battle scene from history if you wanted to, or even something from ancient Greek mythology that was a battle, like the Battle of Troy. Here's another image of a figure like in a chariot with horse-drawn chariot. This would be considered a battle scene as well. This is another myth that you can look up if you're interested in researching some mythology to include a narrative. This is a good one to try and illustrate. It's the myth of Theseus and the Minotaur. I think there was like a group of movies and books, like the Percy Jackson series, I think that's what it's called, that are really cool as references if you want to maybe look into those movies or watch those movies for some inspiration if you have access to them, or maybe Wikipedia, Google it, the stories, and see if there's something there that might inspire you. Or if you've already read all those books and you really like them, that might be a source of reference for you in this project. This is the myth of Prometheus. This one's pretty sad, but basically Prometheus shares his knowledge of knowing how to have fire, and he shares it with the mortals. And Zeus curses him to live on the side of a mountain where he is pecked at by a hawk or a crow or a bird. I don't remember the exact, but basically he's forced to be tortured every day for the rest of his existence. Because we know that gods are immortal. They're not like human beings in Greek mythology. So the myth of Prometheus might be one that you want to research and look up. The myth of Icarus, who had wings made of wax and flew too close to the sun. There are an infinite amount of myths that you can look up if you want to try and depict one on the side of your objects. And if you look at this form, this is a really simple form that would be easy to make with the amount of clay that you have. Just something that's a little wider at the base, goes in a little bit, and has a nice smooth round lip at the top. These are different types of vessels. You don't necessarily have to make one of these really complicated. Like this Hydrea form is pretty complicated. It has a flat base. It's probably made in 3 different parts. So the base, and then the form part that actually holds the liquid, and then the top or the neck with the flat slab on top. And they have different types of handles. These are meant for holding liquids. You can tell by the types of handles. It has one on the back and then on the sides, so that one is meant for pouring and the other 2 are meant for, on the sides, are meant for carrying. You can make a smaller version of this if you would like to. These are some of the shapes. So this actually, this question would correspond with number 7 on your assignment for today. Amphoras were, I think, mostly used for wine and olive oil. But they have a pretty simple shape if you take away the arms. You could have a small base and then start this off with kind of like a pinch pot form and then work your way up using coils if you wanted to make something like this. I'm going to give you guys a lot of freedom when it comes to how the structure of your vessel, but you have to make something that can hold liquid. Eventually. We're not quite there yet because students are still failing to complete their assignments, so we're getting there slowly but surely. So this is an amphora form. This one is a crater, so this would also correspond. These are all of these slides correspond with number 7. And a kylix. So this is a low, shallow bowl with the 2 handles on the side. If you've forgotten what the purpose of these would be, then you can go back and look at the scavenger hunt from last week, and you should know this, guys. I'm not going to retell you because that's why I made that scavenger hunt and and put all the links for the videos. You have a couple more questions on your assignment. You only have 10, but number 9 is, aside from the main figures telling a story, what borders and additional decorations will be on your vase? So that might correspond. I'm going back through the images. That might correspond. You might look at this slide here. So it says, what borders and additional decorations will be on your vase? And then what time period, number 10 on your assignment, is what time period will the designs you create be from? For example, will they be inspired by the geometric style or the oriental style? You have a couple of different options to choose from there. So your assignment today, hopefully I can get this video to post. I've been making these videos and then having problems getting them to upload to YouTube. But I'm going to try again. If not, the regular PowerPoint will be up on Teams today, and you can scroll through the PowerPoint on your own. But that's it. So if you guys go through all of these images on your own, please read them. Obviously, if this video doesn't post, you're not going to get this instruction. Okay, bye.